Hello everyone and welcome to the Modern Day Gamer. In today's video I'm going to be going over how to counter certain team comps that you may be struggling with in your games or just in general. Um, and the team comps are typically team comps that are really iffy in terms of, oh, they have these characters, I should be able to beat them. So for instance, if you're on Temple of Anubis, they're probably running a Bastion, Torbjorn, Symmetra comp with Reinhardt or Orisa or both, and a Mercy for the res on any of those characters. And this comp can seem pretty hard to beat, pretty terrible to beat, when in reality it's just a pretty easy team comp to roll if you play more aggressively and get past the choke. So in order to get past the choke, you're going to need a diva to eat all of that damage coming in. And typically I would say diva uh, wouldn't be very good against Bastion, but because of the fact that Diva's going to be paired up with some other heroes here that are going to make her job much easier. So you're going to have a Diva to get past the choke. You need somebody who can deal with the Torbjorn, and that would be Pharah. Pharah's a very good Torbjorn counter. She plays the in a way that she can stay out of range of the turret. And usually when she's out of range of the turret, she's also out of range of Bastion as well. Then you're going to want a Winston to put down that bubble and kind of harass Symmetra and Mercy. Obviously, Winston can counter Symmetra and Mercy pretty well, uh, and he's going to be vital in beating the Symmetra turrets, depending on where the Symmetra turrets are actually put. Um, and you're just really going to want to have Winston to take out Symmetra, even though Winston's very weak against Bastion, and he doesn't really have a win. You know, he's like whatever against Torbjorn, and Reinhardt can kind of beat Winston as well. You need Winston to get past Symmetra. Next, you're going to want a Mercy of your own, just in case you take some damage and you die, because it's going to be very viable to keep and vital to keep your heroes up during this team comp during the first attack. Next, you're going to need a Reaper to take out the Reinhardt and Orisa. Reaper's ult here also is very good, and you can farm it and then just kind of boom, pop down on everybody and kill them. And next, you're going to want a Moira. Moira can throw her orbs to heal through shields, and she can throw her orbs to damage through shields, which if her orb is able to hook onto a bunch of people, she can get her ult really fast and kind of blind the enemy so they can't see what's going on. So you're just kind of running a pharmacy dive comp with a Reaper and a Moira instead of a Zenyatta, because Zenyatta's Discord Orb is kind of useless whenever you have two shield tanks. Um, so that's how I'd recommend to beat that comp. This is usually this is defense on 2 CP maps is what they're running, the Bastion, Torbjorn, Symmetra comp, and you're going to want to run the counter comp of Diva, Pharah, Winston, Mercy, Reaper, and Moira. Next is a very strong payload defense comp that I see a lot, which is Orisa, Bastion, Mercy, Pharah, Moira, and Zarya. Orisa Bastion can kind of just set up wherever, and then it keeps Mercy having being up in the sky and being able to drop down for the Bastion. Moira can keep her tanks alive seemingly forever, and Zarya can bubble whenever you want. It's a very tanky comp, very good amount of healing, and it's kind of hard to get through. But you can do it on your own with payload maps. You're really going to want a counter comp of Junkrat to kind of spam down the Orisa shield. Junkrat can take down Orisa's shield relatively quickly, and he can do it without being in the line of sight of that Bastion. And Junkrat can get behind and take out these supports as well. Next, you're going to want a Roadhog. Roadhog is mainly to help get the Orisa shield down and then hook the supports out. Because once a support is hooked out, you should all be focusing down on that support to get them eliminated before they're able to fly away or use their escape mobility to get away. Another person to use in this team comp to help you win against this team is Lucio. Lucio can speed boost, and he stays alive on the cart forever. He's kind of hard for Bastion to deal with. The only issue with Lucio is if Moira gets a hold of him, he's probably not going to last very long. But Lucio can also have a very good ult. Next is Soldier. Soldier can help burst down the shield as well. Because of the fact that they're going to be relying more on Bastion to just burst down your shield, with three different characters, Junkrat, Roadhog, and Soldier bursting down the shield, and the next hero bursting down the shield, you're not going to really have an issue getting the shield down. And once Orisa's shield is down, it's all about hitting that Roadhog hook and hitting a few shots with Junkrat, and you'll win most of the time with this. Next hero on the list is Orisa. Orisa has a very good shield, and you need yourself a shield. And I think Reinhardt, because of the fact that there's a Pharah, Orisa can kind of handle Pharah a little bit better, and you're going to want your own Mercy as well. So that's the team comp to counter payload comps that are a little bit harder to get past. These are just comps that I see that are very common builds in competitive for me, and they just kind of give you struggles. The next comp is going to be a King of the Hill comp that I see a lot. Uh, and it's not used on every single map, but it is used a lot. And it's Symmetra, Orisa, Torbjorn, Diva, Mercy, and Tracer. Um, Symmetra and Torbjorn probably going to give you the most uh, trouble, really. So you're going to want a Winston for the Symmetra. Because of the fact that no character on here really is going to be able to take out Winston. You're also going to want a Reinhardt to help shield the Winston, because the Winston's going to need to make it. Plus, Reinhardt's shield is bigger than Orisa's shield, and it's going to take them a lot longer because they don't really have a ton of damage. They're wanting to play more defensive and then have their Tracer dive your backline and kill and then get out. So you're going to want people who are hard for this Tracer to run. They may not run a Tracer. They may run a Bastion. They may run whatever. They may run a Reaper. They may run Soldier, McCree. Whatever they run, this team comp that I'm suggesting will help you beat this other team comp. Next, you're going to run a Junkrat. Junkrat obviously can spam down Torbjorn's turret without even taking any damage himself. And this is a triple tank comp. I forgot to mention triple tank, single healer comp, which you're going to run Zarya as your third tank to help burst down the Diva, and then your healer is going to be Moira, since she's got better escape ability and she can use her ult again to blind the team, so they can't really do anything. And you're going to want to run a McCree basically to take out the Tracer, to take out the Mercy. McCree is strong enough that he can stun Diva, he can stun Mercy, Tracer. He's more for the squishy characters just to help. You can also run a Soldier if you're more comfortable there, or a Tracer yourself. That DPS is more of a flex spot, so you can run whatever you're comfortable with. Next comp that you're going to see is going to be the dive comp: Winston, Diva, Genji, Tracer, Mercy, and Zenyatta. This comp is pretty easy to counter, especially if you play it right, because of the fact that there's a lot of like spam characters, but there's a lot of like, if you dive on these characters, they're going to kill you. You're going to need a Junkrat to kill the Winston. Because of the fact that Winston can dive on your supports, your Junkrat's going to have to stay in backline with your support hero, and he's going to have to spam and boop the divers away from your support hero. And while your Junkrat's focusing Winston, you're going to want a Reaper to focus Diva. Now, Junkrat and Reaper are two characters that don't need to focus fire with other people to get kills. They can get kills on their own. So Junkrat and Reaper are really diving back into your backline, keeping those tanks at bay because they're tank killers. Next, for Genji, a good pick is a Moira, because Genji can't deflect. And it's really hard, I've found in my experience, as I do play Genji a lot. It's very hard to deflect Moira orbs, especially if she shoots them right over your head. You can jump and deflect them, but a lot of times in that moment, if you do that, you're wasting your deflect, and you're just kind of not letting your healers heal. Next, you're going to want a McCree for the Tracer, also to help your Moira. Moira can kind of escape, so they're not going to be able to really dive her very well. She can stay at range. McCree's the same way. They can kind of stick together. And then you're going to run as your two tanks, you're going to run Roadhog to hook Mercy out of position, and an Orisa to take care of the Zenyatta. Plus, Roadhog and Orisa just pair well together. So this has been a video about countering team comps that you may struggle with, that I know a lot of people struggle with. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like the video, go ahead and leave it a like. Peace.